Hi everyone, my name's Lucy and I am from LucyRambles.com. This is also my new YouTube channel under the same name. The reason I've made this YouTube channel, basically because I want to be more accessible. I know that some people prefer to listen to books and reviews or like actually see someone talking about it, so yeah, that's why I've made this account. And I'm just kind of here to do book reviews and book hauls and just talk about everything book related. And yeah, so there's that. And I might do lifestyle posts, lifestyle videos every now and again. But that just depends on, what I'm feeling at the time and whether it makes any sense. But yeah, so that's basically what I'm doing for now. And I've actually been on Twitter and asked people to send me some questions. Since this is technically a Q&A video, I thought it's probably a good start. So, I've got a few questions here, I'm just going to answer them pretty quickly, get ourselves through it, nice little introduction, and we'll be done. So, Kelly has asked me, what is the first book that made you fall in love with reading? Well, that is a hard question. Not one that I've thought about very often actually, but in terms of my favourite book, it's more a favourite author, and I would say that's Roald Dahl. From back away in the day, great guy, great author, good stuff. I think all of his books really stood out for me during my childhood. It was a big family thing. We had the entire collection of the books, and just pretty much everything that he wrote I read, so I imagine it's anything by Roald Dahl is basically the answer to that question. That's probably why I fell in love with reading, sorry. Because I've been reading for many years now, like since I was, a little one, just about 3 upwards. Yeah, so it's been a long time reading, so that's the best answer I've got for that question, I believe. So yeah, moving on. Kaylee has asked me a question, and that question is, if you could sit down and have a conversation with any character from a book to find out more about them, who would you choose and why? Well, I'm currently reading the Hush Hush series, and to be perfectly honest, in the first book you didn't really get any information about Patch, and since he's like a main character you would kind of hope to know a bit more about him, but instead you kind of just gather that he's a bit of a stalker and he's a bit too aggressive at times, and I imagine that comes from his fallen angel sort of nature. And he might improve with time and become less stalkerish or whatever, But yeah, so up to now I'd probably ask Patch, what on earth he's playing at, and just ask him about himself, since, don't know very much about him, and I think I'd like to know more. Considering I'm going to continue this series since I bought the entire thing, I would like to hope that his character growth is excessive from here on out, and you do actually learn more about him, including his age and his actual name. That would be a good start. So the next question is from Right Where I Read over on Twitter, and I've been asked, was there a book you loved but the cover doesn't do it justice? The answer to that is yes. Now, I've been working alongside a publisher, One Book Publishing, for a while now, and they sent me a book to read called Winter Gets Hot. And if I'm totally honest, when I first saw that, I was sort of like, oh, the cover's not too great, it doesn't really kind of grab my attention. So I was kind of like, I'm not really sure how this book's going to go. So this is the cover, this is why I've been looking down because I'm trying to work out my tablet. I did have it ready, turned itself off, as you do. This is the cover. Now, I think what it's trying to do is give you a glimpse of the Chicago skyline. To give a brief summary of what the book's about, it is about a female reporter who lives in Chicago, and she wants to go into crime reporting, but our boss is like, you're not doing that. We've got a male colleague who's doing that right now. He'll be pissed if you don't stick to your guns about, your little fluffy stories over there that we want you to do. So no, you're not doing it. And then she's basically turned around and said, I'll scope the story first, I'm doing it, see you later, try and stop us. So yeah, it was a really good book in the sense that it had a lot of the things I enjoy reading about. Obviously from a journalism student's perspective, it was nice to have a book sort of written about the industry, you know, and about what it was like being a reporter back in the 70s, I believe this was written for. So yeah, it was nice to kind of see the progression the journalism's had, as well as, you know, her progression as a character, and actually saying that she's really got a backbone, she's got a lot of strength behind her, and it's the ferocity she has to keep going and really discover the case, and I think that's really good, and I really enjoy it for that reason. The cover itself obviously isn't that exciting, not much to it, could have been better, but to be fair, the book made up for everything the cover didn't, so, and you do actually kind of become enticed to read it from the blurb, so I guess it's not the end of the world that the cover wasn't as good as it could have been. And my final question comes from Nesh, and she has asked two questions actually. First one is, what book characters do you hate the most? And the second one is, what's an overrated book or book series in your opinion? Ooh, okay, so we'll start with the overrated book, and that is The Great Gatsby, undoubtedly. I know it's a classic, so everybody's sort of like, you just have to love it. Like, you haven't got an option, it's a classic. It's a classic for a reason. We all love it, you should love it too, it's kind of endgame. But then I read it, and I got 127 pages in or something, and I just thought, I really cannot go on with this. I just think it was outdated, you know, it's an old book about an older time, and things have progressed and moved on, and it just didn't have that sort of flair for me, I suppose, that I like to have in a book, that keeps me coming back for more and keeps me wanting to read it. So yeah, I just didn't have that with The Great Gatsby, and it just sort of got really boring. I kind of tried for a week to push through and just keep going with it, and I just gave up. I was just like, you know, I've given it all I can, it's time to stop it now. So yeah, The Great Gatsby would be the one that I don't like the most. I can't pick a specific character that I just didn't like, it was just the book in general just wasn't for me. A character I hate the most. I actually at the moment quite dislike Nora from the Hush Hush series. She's quite, like I said, she's quite a weak character, she's quite boring, and she just needs to grow a pair essentially, in the nicest way possible, and, you know, least sexist way. She needs to get a backbone and just kind of sort herself out, you know, she needs to really just become more independent and more kind of about herself and more aware of who she is. I know she's only 16, so you've got to give her a bit of benefit of the doubt on that one, but yeah, she's not the best. So yeah, thanks for coming along and watching this video. It's probably not the best, you know, it is my first, so I'm a bit nervous and trying to work out what I'm doing here. But I hope it wasn't too bad, and, you know, again, I really appreciate coming to watch it. And yeah, there'll be probably a video once a week from here on out, book reviews, book hauls, like I've said, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on anything that I've mentioned in this video, and any future videos you'd like to see, please comment below and let me know. And yeah, I think that's it for today, so until next time.